Okay, so hopefully you guys can see. I do have a little PowerPoint presentation to run you through, just so that you have a little bit of a visual, so you can see the type of program, and there's lots of ins and outs to it. So I want you to kind of hang in there with me and just remember, I'm going to circle back around and try to do some takeaways for you so that it doesn't get too confusing. So first of all, I'd like to give out all of our contact information. Our website address is huge, 3Ws, calhfa.ca.gov. It's got a great section. We call it the home buyer section. So that's for anyone who might be thinking of purchasing their first house. It does a really good job explaining the role that CalHFA has in the transaction, and gives you some other tools as well. So that's a very cool website. And then of course, lender training at calhfa.ca.gov. That's my staff. And they can answer questions, scenarios, anything like that. But by the time we're done here, you're going to have my direct line and you're going to have my cell phone number. So, but that's just in case you can't get a hold of me. But you will also have all of my direct contact information as well. So it's kind of weird, but I like to kind of lay a little bit of a foundation. CalHFA is not a lender. We are a state agency that offers down payment and closing cost assistance. We've been around for a super long time, since 1975 to be exact. And we've gone through many ups and downs in the market, and we're always trying to find ways to do better. And right now, with the market the way that it is, and with California being such an expensive place to live, right now, the way we're trying to help is with down payment and closing cost assistance. So I'm going to kind of lay out the programs for you and talk a little bit about the parameters surrounding them as well. But no cost to California state taxpayers, but we're not a lender in the transaction. That's why you need Jill, because you need to align yourself with the lender that can help you with the qualifying of the loan. And the good news is, just because you're doing CalHFA, it doesn't mean that it's going to complicate the process. It is, as Jill, I'm so happy that you told that story, Jill, as Jill can attest, it is at least on our end a pretty smooth process. Okay. So I want to talk about the mortgage assistance that's offered through CalHFA. So this is for all of you folks that are thinking about buying your first home. Most likely your number one obstacle is the down payment and the closing costs. That can add up super quickly to be a hefty chunk of money that you would need to put down to close the loan. But I also love Jill's lineup today, because I think I saw a credit specialist, right? Did I see that? Yeah. So another obstacle could be credit. So you also have that side covered with the information that we're giving you today. So make sure you stay tuned, through the entire program. But if you're mortgage ready, you're ready to talk to a lender, and your obstacle is money, I'm your girl. Okay. These programs work seamlessly with the major programs that are out there in the industry: FHA loans, conventional loans, VA loans. If any of you have served and are veterans out there, we have loan programs that can go with that as well. We have USDA loans for the rural areas. I'm going to focus most of my examples on FHA and conventional. That's just the most common with us. So I like to make this as relevant as possible. Our Cal Plus programs, we call them Cal for California, Plus because it's got a little something extra. And that Plus is our ZIP program. It's the zero interest program. We call it ZIP. And it's built-in closing cost assistance. Now, this is only available for FHA and conventional, because VA and USDA loans already have 100% financing. So you need this little extra layer with FHA and conventional to give you a little bit extra help with both components. Remember, when you're doing a loan, a lot of people don't realize that, yeah, you have your down payment, but there's also a chunk of money that's going to have to be saved up for the closing costs. Those can be expensive as well. So keep that in mind, and CalHFA can help with both pieces, both the down payment and the closing costs. So we have our ZIP program tiered. It can either be 2% of the first mortgage loan amount or 3% of the first mortgage loan amount. It's at a 0 interest rate. So you're going to borrow this money to go towards your closing costs, but you're going to pay it back with no interest. And there's no monthly payments. So you don't have to, Jill doesn't have to calculate a payment into your debt ratio. It's not going to negatively affect the way that you qualify for the mortgage. It's only going to help your cash into the transaction. So 0 interest rate, deferred payment, meaning you don't have to make a payment month to month, right? But you do have to pay it off when you refinance, sell, or at the end of the 30 years. So it's not a gift, it's not a grant, it's just a very cheap loan that you, right? So if you borrow $15,000 to go towards your closing costs, you're only going to pay back $15,000. Whether you pay it back in the first year, second year, maybe you refi year 5 and you pay it back. Or if you stay in the same property with the same financing, because rates are that low right now, that could actually happen right now. The first time in, I think, my whole career that it's been a possibility. But if you stayed in the same property, same financing for all 30 years, then it would be due and payable, but it would still only be $15,000. There's no accruing interest. So it's kind of cool. And then on the VA and USDA stuff, you can use My Home for the closing costs. So that's kind of cool too. I know Jill wants me to be prompt, so I want to make sure that I'm looking at my time. So My Home is the really the bread and butter of what CalHFA does. This is the down payment layer if you do FHA or conventional, or it can be for closing costs, like I was mentioning on the VA or the USDA loan. Now, hang in here with me, and the numbers, unless you are a number person, then have at it. You can just absorb all this good number stuff. If you're not a numbers person, I'm not really a numbers person, don't let this stress you out, because we're going to do this for you. We're going to tell you how much it's going to be depending on the loan, because I'm kind of all over the board here. If you're doing an FHA loan, your loan amount for My Home will be either 3.5% or up to $11,000. We do cap it at $11,000. If you do a conventional, a VA or USDA, it's 3% or $11,000. But I also have lots of exceptions for that $11,000 cap. If you work in a K through 12 public school, we waive the cap. If you work for a fire department, we waive the cap. If you're a veteran using our CalHFA VA loan, we waive the cap. If you're purchasing a manufactured home or a newly constructed property or a single family with an ADU, we also waive the $11,000 cap. So just to put some numbers behind this, depending on the type of program, if you're in the 330-ish, don't quote me exact on that because I did not do the math, but a 330-ish price point, that 3.5% on an FHA is going to cover your whole down payment requirement, because that's 3.5 is what FHA requires you to put down on the property. So we're going to cover that. But once you get to the higher price points, it's not going to quite be enough if you're capped at the 11,000. For example, and I did do the math on this, so you can quote me on this part. If you're buying a house for $400,000, your minimum down payment from FHA is $14,000. So you'll borrow My Home for $11,000 of it, so you will only have a $3,000 down payment. And then I'm going to loop in what I was just talking about on CalPlus, and you'll also get an additional 3%, up to 3%, could be 2%. 2% is a little bit cheaper than 3%. Just keep that in mind. Up to 3% to go towards your closing costs. So that's going to cover the bulk. You will have some left over, most likely, but it's going to cover the bulk of your closing costs. So you can really get into a home for what it takes to do first and last, your deposit and first and last rent on a new place. You could actually get into and own your own home. So keep that in mind. There is an interest rate on my home. It's 2% simple interest, but it's simple. What simple interest means is it doesn't compound. A regular mortgage compounds the interest. So the interest is charged on the principal balance, and then it's all added up, and then the interest is charged again on the whole amount. It adds up fast and furious. That's not what we're trying to do here. So if your my home is $11,000 and the interest rate is 2%, then it's going to add up at only $220 every year. Don't we wish we had a credit card that only charged us $220 every year? So it's super affordable, okay? So, and you can pay it down or off, or you can throw money at it whenever you want, but you don't have to, okay? So keep that in mind. My home can be used with any program we talked about, FHA, VA, conventional. It's all deferred, like we were talking about with ZIP, and it can be used for down payment, like I was saying, like with my home. With the VA, it can be used for, you don't need down payment help if you qualify for a VA loan, because it's 100% financing. So it can be used for closing costs. But when you layer it in with the Cal Plus product and ZIP, because ZIP has to be closing costs, then you're going to want to use my home for the down payment. And again, if that made you like want to scream, Jill or I, but Jill's going to do, your loan, and she knows she has me as backup, or you guys can reach out to me too. So don't get frustrated with those numbers. I just want you guys to know that there's help out here. All right. So what we require is that you be approved through a CalHFA approved lender. There are income limits, but don't be afraid of that either, because they're super aggressive. They're more than any low income, moderate income program you've ever seen out there. This is for real people, not just for really low income people. Okay. There are programs out there. It's just that we want to help everybody. Not everybody. This program is not going to be used to buy a mansion on the hill. It's not going to be used to buy a rental property, right? It has to be home ownership. You have to live in the property. It's not to start your investment, your real estate empire. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just not something that we do with our program. So keep that in mind. And the income limits are by county, and they are listed on your website, and Jill can also help you with that. So minimum credit score. So this is what I'm talking about. You do have to be credit ready to be able to do these. So 660 score for FHA, VA, and USDA, 680 on your conventional. It is a little bit more strict. First time home buyer for us is just in the last 3 years. So if you've owned a home before, but you haven't in the last 3 years, you're still a first time home buyer. Okay. DTI is the debt to income ratio. This is the amount of your debts compared to your monthly income. That has to be under 45%. And we are going to have you do some home buyer education. It's easy, it's informative, and this is a process. And we talk about a lot of weird words. Like, I try to be very careful to not use acronyms. I almost did on DTI, because what's a DTI? But that's normal language to people in real estate. And so that's going to help you. It's debt to income, just in case that's what I was talking about. But that's going to help you understand what the loan process is all about. Okay. Did I do it? Wait, I want to look. I do want to. Okay, good. I have 2 minutes. I just want to roll this all up in a nice, neat little ball for you. Of course, there's again all my contact information, but again, I know I got very technical for y'all today, and I apologize for that. So your takeaway is, what I want you to remember is, if your obstacle is money, don't let that be the obstacle. You can buy a house. Even in this crazy nutso market right now, you can buy a house. So that's my little takeaway. Jill, you're so awesome. Thanks for having me. And I will hand it back over to you.
Thank you. I just want to tell everybody, you guys are looking so sexy. Did you know that leaving a legacy for yourself because you might not want to leave it for some people in your family. But to do it for yourself and then possibly leave it for somebody else, that's sexy. That's sexy. I swear, I feel sexy right now because I'm doing this, so if y'all don't even get it, watch. I feel really good about the fact that I stepped out and I did it, and I'm 55 years old, right? I'm a late starter. So I'm a late starter leaving a legacy, right? But I'm determined. I'm determined to do this. And that's all you have to do. Just like Molly said, is be determined that this is something that you want to do. And then we're going to stay with you until you get it done, because that's just who I am. Somebody stayed with me until I got it done. Mainly I'm going to tell you who did. My son and my daughter-in-law, the people who will, who I'm leaving the legacy for, they're the wind up underneath my wings. They're the reason why. I have a reason why. I've had my fun in my young days. And as you can see, like I said, I don't have a lot to show for it. And it's not that I didn't make money. I make and have always made from a very young age good money, but I wasn't the saver. I wasn't the one putting the money aside. I'm a giver. So I was giving, who can I help? Who can I do for? And let me do. And so at the end of the day, I'm almost into retirement, just getting permanent with the company I've been working with for years on as a hire and haul, temporary employee. And God say during COVID times, I'm working from home and I'm finally a permanent employee. At 55, you guys, I've been working a long time. I'm talking about at 55, and I have no retirement saved, period. So you can imagine how I felt when I started really thinking about what am I going to do? What am I going to leave my family? What am I going to, and I had to look, what did my parents leave me? My dad left me something, but my dad, see, he was a hard worker. He was a pensioner. He used to say, Jill, you better stay on that job. I wasn't the one who was going to stay on the job for 25 years. Every job I went to, I asked for $1 or $2 more. That was my hustle. That was my hustle to get me to where I am today. But I kind of, on some levels, I kind of regretted it. It hurts my heart that I'm just now getting on a job where I could have retired as a millionaire, because I know some people where I work who are walking out the door millionaires in this time in age, but I didn't do that, right? So here I am today trying to reach out and talk to my community and say, hey, if you haven't bought that home yet, hey, it's okay. Guess what? I haven't either. I just did. I'm a real estate agent, have my real estate license for years. I've had 2 properties, sold one and walked away from the other like it was the thing to do. Like, oh, I'll get another one. And so I'm just saying this to say, that I'm here and I want to help. And I God forbid anybody be stuck, just like Molly said, because you don't believe you have the money, you don't believe you can. Not today, not in today's time. So anyway, that's where I am. And you guys, look, I don't see Eric Counts, my credit.nerds, the CEO from creditnerds.com. He has not shown up. He is on the east side. And, he said he would be here. But that's okay. We keep it moving. We keep it moving. And maybe he'll be on by time Miss Wabette has had an opportunity to share. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep us moving along. Like I say, I believe in starting on time. I believe on ending on time. And so, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull one name out of my sexy hat, right? Because leaving a legacy, it is sexy, right? So I had said we was going to have a raffle. So I'm going to raffle off 2 $25 Amazon cards, but I'm going to do one now. And if you came for the raffle and you want to get off, that's fine. But because I'm not going to hold you hostage to the end for a raffle, right? For $25, because that's not my type of party, right? I told you I'm feeling really sexy right now. So, because I'm the American dream. We talk about the American dream is not just one house, you guys. I'm not stopping with one. My goal is to leave a legacy, something that I can leave for my children and my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, right? And it's more than real estate, but we'll talk about that later. All right. So out of my oh my God, out of my sexy hat, hey, Miss Groovy, Melanie J.
Woo!
Miss Melanie J. This is the one, this is the one I was just telling you guys that my son was saying, because she invited 4 people, whether they showed up or not, they signed up. She sure did. She put out the word. She called me the same day and 4 people signed up. So that means, she was telling people. And my son was like, oh, you need to do something special for her. You need to do, and guess what? She's the first one I pulled, but I still gonna do something special for her because she's groovy. And me and her got this little thing now. We say groovy. That's back from in the day, right? Feeling our mojo. We're groovy. So Melanie, I'm gonna get your contact information. I have your phone number, but I'm gonna to where you want me to send your $25 Amazon card. Okay, so that is it for that. And so now, Miss Wabette, are you ready? Next on the lineup, let me introduce my partner. So let me get this here up on the screen because I want to make sure I get this right when I introduce her. I've been knowing Miss Wabette for a long time. Wabette was my first broker in the business. She's my first broker in the business, and her and her husband, they got me excited and got me my S corporation, and we were ready to rock and roll, right? Yeah. We was ready to rock and roll, and I'm not gonna tell the story. I'm gonna let her tell her story.
You might have me cry if I do that.
I know. That's the first thing I said too, because I'm going through menopause too, you guys. So I cry about everything. So Miss Wabette, she's the CEO and broker owner of Bridgeway Realty and Financial Services. She is a generational wealth building specialist, right?
Yes.
She's a wealth building specialist. And she is the Facebook group facilitator of Get on Fire. And I'm on fire, right? She's sexy too, y'all. She's sexy too. Wabette, let me go ahead and upload your
okay
your stuff for you here. So
that's okay, Jill. We gonna both be sexy at 55, okay?
At 55, right? Exactly, right.
We have no shame.
No shame, right? Right.
That's right.
Make it happen at this age. And
that's right.
It's a beautiful thing. So give me 1 second, you guys, and then I see there's something in the chat, but give me 1 moment. I have to get Miss Wabette's stuff up and going. Okay. Can everybody see her screen? Can you see your screen, Miss Wabette?
I can see it.
All right. And so I'm driving for you, and you just tell me when you need me to go to the next slide.
Okay. So I'm going to guys talk about the importance of building legacy, right? And it says now. Why is it important to build legacy now? And, Jill, I think back to when we first met. One thing that Jill and I have in common is what she just said, you guys, is about generational wealth. You guys, I love people. I love people. And I love to study people. And, I was in this mode, you guys, of studying, success, studying building wealth in families. Every generation, there seems to be this struggle, right, Jill? Like, we do a little bit better, but it's still that struggle. And you guys, I was very curious about why do we have to continue to have this struggle? And, it became, you guys, my mission to try to knock that down. There was a poverty generational curse that's going on, I say, and it's time to, stop that, you guys, and really learn how to build generational wealth. And I called you guys infinite wealth. Okay. While we guys are here on earth, it's not just about us, right? We want to be able to get to leave an impact, whether it's to our family, our community, guys, whatever it is. But you guys, let your life mean something. Let your life stand for something. And I started, you guys, FIRE. So FIRE is FIRE. And hold on. We have different slides, Joe. That's okay. So you guys, FIRE stands for FIRE, okay? The F stands for finance. So understanding about how money works. The I stands for insurance, and I do mean life insurance. And I show people guys how to use life insurance to build wealth. R is for real estate, right? Thank you very much, Molly. That was a great presentation, you guys. And that program is powerful. You know, guys, I know people that program is powerful. You guys all need to make sure you guys contact Molly, because you guys, that's your first step. Okay. To build you guys generational wealth, you need to have real estate. Okay. And the E in fire is entrepreneurship. I believe, guys, that everybody should own their own business, whatever it is. Have ownership in your own business. So you guys, fire, FIRE, those are the 4 pillars that I believe to build wealth. Okay. And so today, I just want to share with you guys one of the pillars, which is insurance. And you guys, a lot of people, you guys don't understand how to even use insurance to build wealth, right? And as you guys buy your first home, okay, you need to make sure that you protect that asset. Okay. I'm gonna ask somebody a question here, Jill. Okay.
Yes.
I want somebody to tell me, what is your biggest asset in your life right now? What is your biggest asset? Can somebody unmute and tell me that?
Probably your vehicle.
Okay, somebody said their vehicle. Okay, good. What else? What is your biggest asset?
I know the answer, so I'm not going to answer.
I know. Yeah, you can't say it.
Oh, your time.
Okay, so okay, that's a good one. You right? You guys, you know, if you guys don't have a house, you may say your house, you guys. Your biggest asset is you. Your biggest asset, to you guys, is your ability to earn money, right? Because if you can't earn money, then guess what? You can't pay for that house note. If you don't earn money, then you can't pay for that car note. So your biggest asset is your ability to make money. So how do we protect that? With life insurance. Okay. So you guys, one of my pillars is life insurance. Okay. And I want you guys to write this down. I don't have a slide. I want you guys to write this down. Insurance, you guys, has 4 functions. Okay. Number 1 is of course, you guys, we know about the death benefit, right? That's number 1. Number 2 is cash value accumulation. Number 3 is tax-free income. And number 4 is wealth transfer. Okay. So how do we use life insurance, you guys, to build generational wealth? Now, of course, we all know about you guys, the death benefit, right? If you were to pass away, right, then your heirs, your beneficiaries would get that money, right? So if, God forbid, you know, whenever, well, we're all gonna pass away. So whenever I pass away, my children, you guys will get my life insurance face value, you guys, tax-free. Tax-free. Jill?
Yes.
Now my kids don't know this. If I pass away, they're getting $3 million.
Wow.
$3 million. You guys, to leave, let's say you guys, it is not by accident. You must design it. You must make a conscious decision to design wealth for your generation and the next generation. I'm making a conscious decision to make sure that my kids, my grandkids, you guys are not struggling. Okay, so that's one way. You guys, the second way to build that wealth is through cash value life insurance. Okay, so as you guys are paying your premium, part goes to cost of insurance, but you guys, another part goes to a cash value accumulation account. You guys, that is growing over the years. Okay, Jill, can you go to slide number 4? Oh, you guys, this is an example, okay, of how we pass down wealth. Okay, so Jill, my son Kevin is 30. Can you believe that?
Right.
I know.
Jeez.
My son Kevin, my oldest son is Kevin. Well, he's almost 30. Let's just say he's 30, okay? So instead of, let's say, instead of me giving Kevin a car, Kevin is off in Japan, okay? Instead of me saying, okay, Kevin, you did a great job, blah, blah, blah. Instead of me giving like Kevin a car, I'm gonna give Kevin $20,000, okay? And we're gonna put it in a vehicle. But I said, Kevin, because I gave you that, Kevin, I want you to save per month $100 a month, okay? And Kevin's gonna stay with you guys for the next, let's say, 45 years until he gets ready to retire, okay? If he does that, you guys, okay, and the account you guys that he has, he's gonna put it in, it's gonna be about 8% rate of return, okay? Because I know where to put it.
Right.
If he did that, Jill, after 45 years, he got ready to retire, he would have $1.2 million tax tax-free money. You guys, that's the key right there, you guys. Tax-free money. Now, because I did that for Kevin, I say, Kevin, now it's your turn to repeat that process, right, to the next generation. So I'm gonna tell Kevin to take out half for himself, right? So that's that 627,121. Okay, but then Kevin give the other half to the next generation. Okay, but that generation, because of inflation, they gotta save you guys per month $200. If they did that for 45 years, you guys, and they got ready to retire, they would have $23 million tax-free money. Okay, Jill, we're gonna do that one more time, you guys. One more generation.
One more
Okay,
generation.
one more generation. Okay, they're gonna give up half of what they had, and you guys, $430 million. Now, you guys may say, well, I bet that's crazy. You guys, it's not crazy. People that are wealthy do it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Now, you guys, you have to start off with 20,000. You guys can just start off with, honestly, with no money down. Just starting like a plan. Like my kids, Jill, I started them at age 20, like around age 20, right? And you guys, they were paying like $100 a month into their plan. Now, because I'm mom, I matched them. Because Jill, they work, so I was like, you guys give me 100, okay, and I'll match you with 100, right? You guys, we're fitting their
Right.
plan.
Right.
Yeah, right. And so you guys, now I own the policy, so they can't touch the money, Jill. I'm the owner, okay? But you
Right.
guys, when they get ready to buy a house, and they need some money, there you go. If you have kids going to college, there you go. You just want to save to your retirement, there you are. But my whole thing, you guys, is to use this consciously to build wealth. If you buy a home, you guys have a huge asset, right? Let's say that you buy a home, and let's say that your mortgage is $500,000. You ought to have a policy, you guys, of at least $500,000, because God forbid you were to get sick, say with cancer, and you can't pay the mortgage. I can take my policy, activate what we call living benefits, you guys, take that money out and pay off my house. Everybody that that I sell a house to, I make sure, you guys, that they have life insurance to cover their mortgage. So that's something you guys, they're not worried about, okay, now how do I pay this mortgage? So once again, you guys, FIRE, FIRE. This is for finance. We teach people, you guys, some basic financial concepts about money. Is life insurance. We show people how to structure life insurance to build wealth. R, real estate. You're gonna call Molly and Jill, right, for your real estate needs. And then E, entrepreneurship. And you guys, in my opinion, Jill, that's the 4 pillars to build generational wealth. You guys write this down. You guys, there's a book. It's called Money, Wealth, Life Insurance. It's by Jake Thompson. If you guys read that book, you guys will learn, people like Walt Disney, J.C. Penney, you guys, the Rockefellers, you guys, they all use life insurance for their family wealth. It's an amazing tool. It's an amazing tool. So I just wanted to share with you guys that one tool, because a lot of people, Jill, don't have any idea about life insurance and how the power of life insurance. Okay. So once again, you guys, Jill, thank you for inviting me on. Once again, Molly, great presentation. I hope that you guys really take advantage of that program for first-time home buyers. You guys, that is such a powerful program. I've seen many people, you guys, use that program. So, please, for your first-time home buyer, you guys, call Molly, call Jill, and make sure that you guys stay in contact with them. It's all about, you guys, communication. Buying a home requires a team. Okay. And you got a great team right here to help you guys get into your home. Okay. Thank you, Miss Jill, for inviting me.
Thank you, Wabette, and thank you, Molly. I love you guys. You know what, girl, you sexy. And you know what? I only follow sexy people, right? So I've been following Wabette for a long time, and now I'm just now following Miss Molly for a long time. I know we got another sexy legend that's in the house too. Her name is Miss Margie. Don't think I didn't see you come up in here, Miss Margie. Don't think I didn't see you sneak on up in here, Miss Lady. She was also one of my brokers. Miss Margie Golden Chain. She living her life like she's golden too. She's a retiree. Miss Margie, would you like to say something to the people, Miss Margie? I know I caught you off guard. I know I caught you off guard. Would you like to share something with these young people about what you saw in the presentation?
Just very, very, very brief. This is not my home buyer seminar. I came on here to support you. Okay. And I believe in that. I believe in supporting one another in their businesses and their whatever they're doing. I like the CalHFA program. It's very good for first-time home buyers because a lot of times young people starting off, especially, our race of people, they don't have that generational wealth and they do need help. And so that's what I'm all about. I love God, first of all. I love people and I love helping people. And that's why I've been in the real estate business for so long, because a lot of people won't work with people that have credit problems or don't have enough money to buy a home. So I think that that's a very good program, and I think that it will, help a lot of people. And I'm so proud of you, Jill. You are just phenomenal. You're awesome. You're doing a great job. I'm really proud of you and love you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And I won't cry because that's what I promised not to do. But I am excited because I have put into action both. I didn't just invite Wavette here to talk about it because you guys have seen I've been hashtagging, don't talk about it, be about it, right? So no longer am I said, and I can't bring people along with me. You have to see it for yourself. You have to want it for yourself. And so if I can bring it to you, show you our people is a hard people to get to. Our people is hard to get to reach, to get any information to. They always think you're trying to sell them on something. So I could not actually, I have my life insurance license and I had that under Miss Wavette, but our people is hard to get to, I tell you, but I love you and I'm not going to give up. But that's just, so I said, you know what? I said, let me quit trying to reach out to people. Let me just be about it. Let me just be about it. Let me just be about leaving a legacy. Let me just do it. And then, like they say, if you build it, people will come. Right.
And,
So
and you know what, Jill? And you know what, Jill?
Johansson.
You are fire. Because
Yes.
think about it. You have done all four. You have done financial literacy. You have done the life insurance piece. You have done the real estate piece. And you have your own business, sweetheart. You are fire. I'm proud of you.
Fire.
You
And
are
I'm
fire.
sexy. And I'm not gonna quit saying that, y'all. And because my sexy is what my excitement is about this. That at my age, I'm not too late. And that's all I'm saying. I'm saying if I can reach the younger generation and bring them along, I would have done something. That really does mean something. It really does mean something. So I'm really, again, like I said, I'm grateful. You guys go ahead, put your questions in the chat. Now it's we're done. We're done. And I just want to let you know, I am going to be doing a How Money Works workshop. That's going to be one of my next. So I'm going to be alternating first-time home buyers workshops with the How Money Works workshops. And I'm still going to continue to invite those who want to come and continue to hear, because faith, they say, come by hearing and hearing and hearing. And it took me, I heard. I had to hear and hear and hear. And then one day, actually, I saw it. I saw what my dad left. It wasn't a whole lot, you guys. I'm not as wealthy as I could have been had they known about this. But my dad did leave me something. And it's my goal to leave my children more than what my parents left me. Right. And then hopefully they'll leave more. So I am really excited. I'm really excited about you guys being here. And so again, I'm going to ask you if you have any questions. You can just unmute yourself and go ahead and ask the question, or you can put it in in chat. Anything for Molly or anything for Miss Wabette, anything for Miss Margaret Chang, anybody want to ask any questions? Miss Molly?
Can I
Yes,
throw something out there real quick, Jill? Just because
absolutely.
we missed the credit guy, boo.
Yes.
But
Yes.
there are, I know just enough to be dangerous, y'all. Just enough. So let me give you just a couple tips. If you're
Yes.
not mortgage ready, we also want you to know that there are things that you can do. Probably the top two is make your payments on time. And this is just the world according to me. But if you have to let something slip for a minute, let it be not a credit card or installment loan. Like if you're just down to it and you're trying to stretch, be late on your electric bill. I shouldn't say that,
No,
but you know what I mean, because it doesn't affect your credit. That's why I'm saying that.
Absolutely.
I'm not encouraging you to not pay your electric bill, but if you have to let something slip for a minute, do that. And then the magic number that you're looking for that's in the algorithm for your credit score is 70% and 30%. So you want your credit card balances to only be 30% of your total limit. So you want 70% of available credit. And if you do just those two, and there's so much more, y'all, but it's not totally my forte, but I do enough of these that I absorb things like fire when I get to do these types of presentations. So I get to learn a lot. So those are two things that if you are consistent with, you will make huge improvements on your credit score. And there's so much more, but I just wanted to throw that out there, Jill. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we have a question in the chat, and I don't know if anyone knows this, but does a living will protect you? I know Miss Margie's gonna know this one, and Miss Wabette. Does a living will protect you from losing your home? A living will. It's not in a trust.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Sorry.
Miss Margie, do you know? Miss Wabette?
I don't know. All I know is that if you have living trust, it actually protects you from going to probate. But I wouldn't say. But by losing your home, we're gonna have to ask Margie that. I just know that a living trust avoids probate.
Right.
Yeah, I can't answer that. Number one is because
that's what you need, a living trust. So if something happened to you, Rashida could avoid probate.
Could you repeat that? Could you repeat that? You kind of broke up on us a little bit.
Who?
Whoever it was who was just speaking.
I think it was Darlene. I thought I saw her light up.
I was speaking, but I was repeating what you had said to my roommate in the other room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I just want to go back. I want to go back to this question though, because there is something that does protect you from losing your home, and it's called a homestead. And Molly, so do you know about the homestead that's offered? Here's what I know about the homestead. It protects you from losing your home. My mother had the physical paper. Now I was told they don't give the physical paper. It's something that's it's written, but it's not a piece of paper. Because my mother used to come out and she used to say, Jill, if something happens to me or happens to your dad, this homestead protects them from taking your home. And it still exists. The home, I had to look that up and make sure that it still exists today. And I know that it does because I've seen it on mine. It's just not a physical paper again. So there is something. So a living will, I would say that a living will definitely does not keep people from coming after you to take your home. Not a living will. A living will helps you distribute your things to where you would like them to go once you pass. You can also, again, put your home under a trust. Also, you put your home under a trust, under an LLC or in a trust. If someone comes to sue you, then there is nothing there for them to sue you because you blocked it or tucked it away under the LLC.
Excuse me, Jill, I just
Yeah,
want
Ms.
to
Margie. Mhm.
say just real quick, the revocable living trust, as far as I know of, is your best protection as far
Okay.
as protecting your home or any assets that you have. Of course, I can't give legal advice because I'm not an attorney. And you know that when we're in real estate, we can't go outside of our field, advising people on areas that we're not licensed to give advice on. But this does concern real estate, and that is a revocable living trust. And you can go on LegalZoom and draw one up on LegalZoom. You can have an attorney do it for you. You can have a paralegal do it for you. But I feel that everyone should have a revocable living trust. And when you have that revocable living trust, you put everything in there that you want protected. You put your home in there, you put your cars in there, you put your bank accounts in there, everything that you want protected. That will protect people from when they sue you, from gaining access, from taking everything that you own. The thing that you have to be careful about is if you have your home in a revocable living trust, if you get ready to sell that house, that check is going to go to your trust. It's not going to be made out to you if you're getting equity when you sell that house. So you have to make sure that you have a bank account in the name of your revocable living trust so you can deposit your check when you do sell your house.
Great information. Thank you so much. Are there any more questions before? And that's perfect. I wrote it down. See, I always come to any workshop I come to, I have pencil and paper because we couldn't possibly know it all.
I need that website that Yvette, is that her name, Yvette?
Well,
Yes, I
that,
put in the chat room, you
Yvette.
guys, last couple of weeks ago,
yes.
they started a special program, you guys, for Black entrepreneurs. And they have set aside $100 million. And it doesn't matter if you're a brand new entrepreneur, if you're seasoned, but the person in charge name is Chris Horton. And it's called the Inclusivity Project. You guys go to the website and register, you guys. The only thing to qualify is that you're Black.
Right.
That's it. And they will
Right.
What's the
assign,
name of that website?
it's called the Inclusivity Project.
Inclusivity
Project.
project.com.
Yes. Once you sign up, they will call you, they will assign you a counselor. I see my counselor every Friday. And you guys, they have so many resources. It's incredible.
That's
You
good.
you
And
tell
I
them what
just
kind of
got
help
my
you need with your
appointment.
business. You did awesome,
I
Jill.
just talked to Chris.
Awesome.
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 I know how to follow instructions.
Awesome. You guys, resources are amazing. Whatever you need help with, they will help you. They will help you. And you guys, and that resource part is free. So everybody should, if you know anybody, you guys, tell them about it.
Yeah.
Tell them about it, please.
And I did, and I'll make sure you have the link, Miss Margie. I'll make sure you have the link. Oh, is there any more questions? I'm going to pull my last one. I never did get Mr. Counts, but I do understand he's a busy man, and I do understand he's on the East Coast, and something might have come up because he would have never. I mean, he agreed just like that. So I know that he supports me and he has my back. And so something must have come up for him not to show up. So I am pulling my last name out of the hat. And the person has to be on to win. So we know we got Melanie already. So Stacy was on, and I think Stacy said she had to get off. Stacy I think Stacy had to get off. And so Stacy is already one of my clients. So I'm going to put this to the side and tell her that because she stayed and she told me good night, she gets the next $25 Amazon gift card. All right, you guys, I want to thank everybody for showing up. I hope this was informative.
Did you get it?
I hope this was informative and that you guys were able to got some good information, and just be looking out for the next workshop. I'll be posting it in Facebook. I want to thank you guys for showing up, and I'm going to release you guys. I'm not
Thank
going
Did I
you.
get the website right? Inclusivity.com, because it says it can't.
Project.
It's inclusivity, theinclusivityproject.com. And if you
Yes.
go to the chat
Okay,
and cut and paste it
okay,
and put it in
Thank
your
you.
browser, it'll take you right there.
okay, got it.
All right, you got it?
Thank you, Jill.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Love you.
Bye-bye,
Thank you.
See
everybody.
you next time.
Stay
Look
safe,
forward to seeing
everybody.
you next time, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The inclusivity.
All right. Is Vicky still online? No, not Vicky. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Lee, I'll get that to him. Shoot. Thank you again, Miss Melanie.